I'm Cindy with Meissner Sewing, and I am just going to talk to you a little bit about my quilting experience since March is National Quilt Month, and we are having some great sales here and everything, but let me get on with me. I started sewing. My mom taught me when I was 8, did the usual doll quilts, clothing for the kids. Kids finally said, no more, please, Mom. So I needed another venue to go to. So I saw a show that had a quilt, and I thought I could do that. And so I did. I dove into a king size. It worked, but I needed some help. So I took some classes, and we also offer classes here, just letting you know. It just went from there. So fast forward about 30 years of quilting and doing everything. I have created too many. I don't even know how many I've created in the past, but I love every single quilt that I do. I give it to family, friends, donation, whatever you want to do. I've watched the machines grow and conform to everything that any sewer would want to do. And that's kind of about it. I'm still in love with quilting. I will still continue doing it. And if you want to do it, come check us out. You might see what you can do also. So this particular quilt was a little more difficult than I had done at the time. A lot of points, a lot of triangles, and I thought, I am going to try this. This is one of the first or second one I also did free motion quilting on all by myself. So the leaves and everything were something I just started doing on my little old household machine. It was a Janome. And needless to say, I've upgraded many, many times. And yes, I am a fabricaholic, and yes, I have a ton of material because that's kind of what goes with the quilting experience. But I am very proud of it. I'm proud of all of my quilts, and I hope you enjoy sewing as much as I do. So I started quilting for family. I started giving it to everybody, and every person I could ever think of had a quilt. I give it Christmas, weddings, birthdays, whatever. Then I discovered Sutter Breast Cancer had an auction. So I made 3 or 4 a year to give to them, and they would do it to get some money for their breast cancer research. And then I started donating to the veterans, children's homes, things like that, in between the ones that I would give to family. But that's primarily what I've done with my quilts. I have king size, small, whatever, and that's kind of what I've done. So when I first started quilting, after that first king size that wasn't really good, I actually found an instructor who was a calculus professor, which would kind of crack me up. I went in with a pattern that I wanted to do in a class, and she ended up calculating out the pieces I would need to cut. And she grafted out exactly what I would have done, and I stitched it. And since then, even though I can't graft my own patterns, that was the inspiration and the push that I needed, because she knew I was an overachiever and I could crank those quilts out. And so she let me go wild. But I can't remember her name. It's been a long time, but I know she had the pig farm up in Oregon because we went on a great retreat with her. So, and it was called the pig farm. So. Well, on this particular quilt, at the time, the Asian fabrics were really popular. You can see a lot of golds and things in there. And so I love the beauty of the colors of the fabrics. This one I can say was a difficult one to do for me at the time. But it's been on the couch, the dog slept on it, you know, the hubby likes it, the whole thing. So it's been well loved and well used, and I actually take it camping with me all the time, so it goes where we go. So newbies always come in and they have a problem picking out color choices of, you know, what's going to go with what. Go with your gut. You know the color that you love, just go off of there. Pick a lighter, a darker, whatever. A lot of the materials too have like a little piece on the bottom that has all the dots of the colors in that material. Play off of that. There are no rules anymore to quilting at all. I've done embroidery on quilts. I've put on ribbons. I've put on everything. There are no rules. You're creating your own pattern, and don't be expected to be perfect, because it will not be perfect on your first one, but don't give up, because it's very, very relaxing and very enjoyable. Yep, it's an addiction.
It's an addiction.
is a dish. Yeah. So my current endeavor is a shirt quilt. And I say not t-shirt quilt because my guy works for a beer rep and he's collected shirts with logos of every kind of beer for years. And it was either hang them in the closet and keep them there forever, donate them, which we didn't want to do. So he said, can you make me a quilt? So I did. It was a labor of love, let me tell you. So right now, here at Meissner's, I am quilting it on our Bernina Q24 with the Pro Stitching frame, and I'm utilizing that Q-matic software with that because that is just a blast to use. So I'm having a ton of fun. It's a very large quilt, and he already loves the way it looks.